Okay, so yeah, looks like we have a great Pinot Noir here. I mean, we've got some big time players, Goose Cross, Lang Twins, Bill Nancaro, Duckhorn. I mean, all the pieces are in place. Great vintage, though tough with the drought situation. We hopefully are looking at a very, very good wine that's severely underpriced. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So we've got a screw cap here, as we can see, which again is really kind of controversial. And I have a little issue here with that, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have here. I do have a beautiful set of Pinot glasses that I acquired some years ago. These are Riedels, and as you can see, they are quite fancy. So usually we don't go big like this at Budget Wine with Bacchus Bruce, but here we are. When you have it, may as well use it, right? So let's look at appearance. And again, we always like to look at the appearance with a white background, so we can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. Now, Pinot Noir, most all the time, is going to be a lighter bodied red. So we're going to be able to really see that as we do here. And again, we're also looking for clarity, and don't see any cloudiness, don't see any issues at the rim of discoloration. It looks kind of like a standard Pinot Noir. So again, as we say, so far so good. So then let's go ahead and check out the nose and see what we got going here. Santa Barbara's Pinots tend to be real fruit forward, and I anticipate that this will be similar. Though actually, it's a little bit more restrained than I would have thought. Kind of floral, rose petals, which is sometimes a component that you'll get in the nose. And a little bit of mild cranberry, which is always a pleasant part of a Pinot Noir nose. And really just kind of an elegant kind of herbal component that goes through it. But it's really more about the cranberries and the rose petals in this particular one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we got on the palate. Okay, so we have, again, kind of a light to medium Pinot in body, which, again, we talk about when we're tasting, giving us an idea of what we're up against. Definitely would not consider it a powerhouse Pinot Noir by any means, but it is very pleasant. And, again, have a little bit of that tanginess that you get from Pinot Noirs. But definitely doesn't have the power and the thrust that you would think that you'd get from the players that were behind this. So I can only imagine that they were just a little bit disappointed with how this particular wine came out. I think it's just fabulous. It's delicious. It's a little bit soft. Finish is very clean, actually. It does have a nice kind of a sandalwood component to it. Now, we did see from the winemaker's notes that they did give it some French oak treatment, and I'm honestly not getting a whole lot of it, which French oak, as we know, is got a little bit of sweetness to it. It's very elegant in most cases, but on the same token, I appreciate that we're not getting overblown with it, because it should just be a part of the package, not the whole package. So a challenging vintage. I think a very serviceable wine. For $5, certainly not disappointed. Could it be more? Should it be more? Probably so. But I'll tell you, making wine is not easy. And especially with a new operation like these guys are doing, there's not a lot of history there. And perhaps they just might have missed on when they picked, because, you know, the ripeness certainly isn't as intense as it probably could be. But again, it was a challenging vintage, and who knows, maybe the source for the juice that they were getting might have been impacted by the spring shatter, which really reduced yields, as we saw from the slideshow, 40 to 70% in some cases. So definitely very challenging. But very pleasant, so let's find something to eat with it. I'm getting hungry. I hope you are too.